Just sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Love to plant a seed in my practice. I'm a yoga gardener. Plant the seed or an intention for what it is you want to focus on or receive or release, or what it is, the thought that if we're going to move thought or energy or frequency through every cell of our body, muscles and organs, and move through in this breathing and movement practice, this yoga, what is it that you want to create the ripples for? Peace, joy, ease, strength, awareness. Taking a seat or two. Squeeze and hold the air in. Squeeze your pelvic floor, cable muscles, squeeze your core. Try to take one more sip of air in. And then exhale. This is the frequency or tone of the heart chakra. So just get yourselves open, your lungs, our heart, emotions, get yourselves grounded and connected. And then we'll just start real easy. You're just going to inhale out, arms overhead. Nice. And then exhale. Take right hand behind you, left hand in front, and you can use your knee if you want. If you want to, you can always put the block behind you if the ground's too far away and press on the block. So we're just going to kind of be, and you can do it from either seated position.
Let's see where we get to.
Okay. And so we're just going to take our arms up, and then exhale. We're taking into a twist, and so lift up through the spine, and then gently twist towards the back. You can move your shoulder, and then we inhale, arms come back to center, and then exhale, twist the other direction. Inhale, come back to center. Palms come together, reach up, reach up, reach up. Squeeze your glutes and your belly, and then slowly begin to open your heart as you just back bend just a little bit. Look up. You don't have to even reach back too far, just let your head be heavy. And then inhale, come back forward. We're going to round all the way down to a little ball, bringing our belly to our thighs and our head towards the ground. Doesn't have to touch the ground, but just taking a breath here. You can keep your hands on the ground just like that, holding some pressure. You can bend the elbows, walk your hands. There's not as much pressure. Let your head go down a little further. Nice. Inhale, we're going to come right back up. Arms rise, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Try to move with the breath. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist into the left hand behind, right hand on the knee. Inhale, back to center. Taking our back bend, reach up, look up. Maybe head be heavy. Reaching back with your eyeballs. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. You can either keep your hands here or you can reach your hands back and see if you can get your head to go down a little bit further, stretching through our low back. From here, it's really nice if you try to let your head be heavy, like a, right melon, just reaching down towards the earth for support off the vine. And then let your hips be heavy and your glute reaches towards your feet. Your buns are reaching deep towards your feet. And just feel that nice deep stretch along the whole back spine. Take a breath in and breath out. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Hands to your knees, just sit up tall. Press down through your glutes, lift up through your crown. Feel the length through the spine. Openness through the chest and the heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. We're going to move into our tabletop. So we're going to be on our hands and our knees. And from here, we're just going to take a moment to spread our fingers out wide. Imagining you're making an imprint of your palm into the mat. And kind of like when you were in kindergarten and you made those cool little ornaments to bring home to your mom at Christmas with your name on it. Your hands
to be a turkey. That's how you
make a
turkey.
Oh, nice.
The head and the feathers.
I love it.
Yeah.
You turkey, you.
It's
all right.
So
our knees are under our hips, our hands are under our shoulders. And you can put the tops of your feet down or you can tuck your toes under, whatever feels good for you. But I'd like for you to try to start pressing down through all 10 fingers so you can see the white in the knuckles. But feel a little bit of an energy underneath the palm. So you're pressing down through the fingers and the base of the hand, the base of the palm. There's like a pocket of air underneath. And then go ahead and squeeze your belly in and feel the pocket of air underneath your belly button as you lift your belly button up towards the spine. So you're engaging your core, your abdomen. And breathe. Continue pressing down with the fingers, feel strength through your arms, you're fortifying your arms. And then see if you can look towards me. And then rotate your elbows inward so that your elbows are kind of pointing towards me. So this little crease right here.
Okay.
Imagine that like that inside of the elbow pit is
Okay.
your eyeball, and we want them facing forward here. So we're just gonna let them rotate forward. And that also helps us to shore up our shoulder and put our shoulders right in the socket and make our alignment really nice. Protects the energy there. So keep squeezing your core, pelvic floor, your belly. Keep breathing. This is the foundation for in our yoga practice for when we do chaturangas, or we're working through and we're moving like kind of like downward dog and upward facing dog and that kind of stuff. And we're working towards keeping our pointer finger pointing forwards and our thumbs kind of pointing towards each other. So if we open it up like this and we try to make it easier on our elbows, then we're putting pressure on our wrists. So we want to try to keep our L, our left and right,
Oh yeah.
kind of pointing like they're, making our letters for us. Perfect. Nice. From there, squeeze the belly up and in. Exhale. Nice. We're going to take this into our cat-cows. And so let your belly be heavy. Lift your chest up. We're trying to like show our heart forward. And our tailbone, our glutes are high like someone's going to spank us. Inhale. And then exhale. Arch the spine into the cat, angry cat spine energy. So we're pressing down through our hands, pressing down through our knees, pulling up through our spine, through our belly. Inhale. Come back. Heart through center. Chest looking up. Exhale, arch the spine. Cat spine, find that energy. Inhale, come back to your center. Press away, let the belly be heavy, tailbone high. Arch the spine, exhale. Nice. Inhale, tuck your toes under. And this is where we start building up. Do you feel any energy or any heat, anything going on in your hands yet? Hands feel okay?
Yeah, they feel okay.
Awesome. Good, strong energy. Foundations are really important. So tuck your toes under. And then we're going to squeeze our belly and our pelvic floor up and in, kind of like we're wearing Spanx. And then let the knees float off the mat. Nice. And then squeeze your core and pelvic floor, activate it through the Kegel muscles and through that bowl of light, the energy between your belly and your diaphragm. Squeezing strong. We're just going to hold it here for 5, 4. Eyes can stay looking down at your hands or at the front of your mat for 3, 2, and then 1. Knees come back down if you want. You can wiggle waggle your feet. Relax your toes just a little bit. And then from here, we're going to take our knees nice and wide, big toes touching the back. And then arms are going to reach all the way forward, as far as we can. And then let your head come down. Forehead's going to come to the mat and just rest on the mat. This is child's pose. From here, you can reach forward with your hands really vigorously if you want to stretch through your elbows and your flexors and extensors, your arms, your shoulder muscles. And then you can reach your glutes back towards your heels if you want to stretch your low back a little bit more. And then instead of engaging your belly and core, we just let it be heavy and kind of melt towards the earth from here. And feel that nice passive stretch. Still breathing. I like to take my palms and act like I'm a cat and just kind of knead my mat, my arms long, and feel that nice little rotation through the shoulders and kind of stretching and waking up through the armpit muscles. So just that kind of cat paw energy pressing down the right and the left, a little bit of a pivot or swivel at the shoulders, torso. Nice. Feel the strength and the length through the arms. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're just going to take a stretch here. Inhale, lift up a little bit. Slide your left arm underneath your right. And then your right hand's going to stay forward. And so we're pressing into the left shoulder. And then your left ear can come down to the mat. And then your glutes can lift up as high as they need or want to. Or you can press them back down towards the heels and put more pressure into that shoulder. So we're getting a nice stretch in the backside of the left shoulder and the shoulder blade. And we breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Nice. Inhale, press your right hand down, release your left arm back out long. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to switch sides. This time the right arm is going to slide under, reaching as far as you can until your right shoulder comes to the mat. And then your left hand can stay out long in front of you. Right ear to the mat as you're looking towards the left. And then let your hips sink back where it feels comfortable to you. And then letting gravity, letting your body weight press down into the right shoulder, getting a compression. There's 17 different muscles that attach to your scapula, to that triangle on the back. Pretty crazy.
A lot.
I know, right? It's insanity. It's not a lot of real estate for that much magic. So this is really nice for stretching and opening across the scapula and getting some lengthening through the side lateral muscles. Take one more nice slow breath. And then we'll gently change, pressing the left hand down, releasing the right arm out long. And then from here, your knees are going to be together. You're 6 inches apart. Your feet are 6 inches apart, so you can kind of bring them at the same distance. Walk your hands forward, and then reach your glutes up in the air. And this, our heart's going to come down to the mat. So it feels weird, yeah.
Okay.
And then stretch your arms forward towards me, so your arms are, and you can even come off your mat if you need to. And bring your heart towards the mat. You can either look forward, you can put your chest down, and your glutes are up in the air. This is called heart opening, Anahata Asana, or heart opening pose. And so when you're ready, see if you can look towards me, stay in the pose, and reach your heart down, and come all the way down so your heart's in the mat.
I can't go any lower. Well,
All right,
I
okay.
can slide, I guess. I mean, then I'll
No.
be down.
That's okay. That's a good opening. And then when you're ready, bringing the hands together, kind of just walking yourself back up. Because you are kind of splayed out, kind of awkwardly in that posture. Yeah. And then we're going to take one more time where we're taking our twist and opening through the shoulders. And so when you're ready, we're just going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist into the right side. Left hand to the right knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist into the left. Inhale, back to center. Taking our low back bend. Either hands can stay reaching up, or you can put your hands to your low back and just gently let your hands arch in your back, and then allow your heart to open. Elbows reaching back. Inhale, come right back up. Exhale one more time, just in a forward fold. And just draw the head down towards the knees. This is called embryo. So we're just going to get nice and tight in our little roly-poly. Stretching out a little back. Maybe tuck your tailbone down, squeeze your pelvic floor here. As you're pressing your tailbone down towards the earth, kind of letting the glutes be heavy, and then pulling up through the belly and the pelvic floor, you get a nice deep stretch through the base of the sacrum, that lower part of your spine. Just one more breath. And then change. Inhale, we'll come right back up. We're going to come right back up. We're going to come up to a standing posture. So hands just kind of work under you, feet work under you. Woo. And I like to do something that's silly, but I like to shake. I like to traction and shake and just kind of loosen up and wiggle, get the wiggles out. And so just kind of giving myself 30, 60 seconds of just kind of moving and shaking. Sometimes I'll do my wrists, or I'll stretch my fingers, but what feels good and right, just kind of see where you're at, what's feeling tight or what's feeling open in your body. Sometimes my elbows get tight from too much gripping and doing.
Yeah.
So kind of playing and exploring with what's going on in your body. Nice. And then come back to your mountain pose. And so your feet can be closer together. They don't have to be touching, but kind of in that hip width or shorter stance. Spreading the toes wide, pressing down, and then round the shoulders back. And just imagine you're kind of creating a nice statue of yourself. Nice. And breathe. Gently squeeze your glutes and engage your pelvic floor and your abdomen. Squeezing through the front side and engaging the back, feeling solid through the middle of the body. When you're ready, we're going to slowly begin to draw the right toe to the mat. Left foot's going to stay down. And so taking a moment to spread out your left toes, we're going to press down to the left leg. And we're going to engage lifting up the spine. You can stay right here, keeping the right big toe on the ground. Or you can gently lift your foot off the mat and try to find that balance. And this can be challenging. Squeeze through your quadriceps, squeeze your glute. And if you find yourself leaning back, instead bring your heart forward. Try to keep your head over your shoulders, shoulders over hips. You can always come back and touch the ground, taking a break. This is also a really nice support. Sometimes I'll use the block. And my training point is kind of like training wheels. So I'll start here, and then I'll try to come and I'll just do a gentle touch here. And using the block for a little bit of a control point.
Right.
And this is phenomenal because we're squeezing the quadricep, working the left glute. Left quad, left glute. So my whole left side is like shrink wrap, the muscles around the bones, right? And so as you stand tall, and this is kind of get this like Captain Morgan kind of, like sailor is kind of strong energy. Yes. And you're gently pushing down on the block, but you're engaging the core. So your belly's engaged and you're lifting up from here. So you're feeling tall and proud, even though you still have some strength and stability into your foot there. Nice. And so from here, this is kind of a place where you can be for about 30 to 45 seconds. It's usually 5 breaths or so is a good space. And then the challenge would be at some point down the road, as we're building these muscles, we're getting our balance, we're getting our core. Engaging our core while standing here is also strengthening our back, which is really great. So we're kind of multi-purpose in this posture. Then you could float the knee and flex the toes up to the ceiling and try to find that balance right there. And it's a nice, strong, one-pointed focus, helps with the wobbles. So I'm just looking at one thing and getting dialed in. Nice. And when you're ready,
Slight wobble.
yeah, and then release it down, take a minute, shake it out, because that leg just got about a minute and a half to 2 minutes of work. Working through our calf, switch and left, you got it. Nice. And it seems simple, but some of these simple things, without running around chasing chickens, you can get really strong and build muscles. Right. A lot of it is our attention, our awareness, and we can engage our core and pelvic floor. It's like heaven for the rest of the body. Because
your core is so
turns
important.
Everything on.
It does. I remember my sister and I cleaning out my mom and dad's house. Because we'd go to move something or pick something, or I'd look at my sister and I go, clench. Sweet. That's what I told her, clench, because it meant get your core.
Tight.
And when you pick something up, it makes it so much easier.
And having your head back.
Yeah.
And not being out of alignment.
Yeah.
When you're lifting is important.
Yeah.
Too.
If I'm carrying something heavy, it's going to be like this.
Close and tight. Yep.
Yeah.
And so same thing here. So when we're in our posture, we're going to take our right foot down, spread the right toes out, and get strong and grounded. Squeezing through the core, feeling that upward energy. Nice. And then we're gently squeezing our glutes. And then we're squeezing through the pelvic floor, feeling that upward energy on the inside of the center core. And then you can slowly lift the leg up. You might touch the ground or you might touch the block. And then from here, when I like to get my stability on the block and I have my kind of touchdown point on the block, I'm working on coming back to my right leg, making sure my right leg is really engaged, squeezing strong, feeling most of the work. And then make sure I got my belly engaged, kind of engage and squeeze through there. Nice, one-pointed focus with the eyes. Nice. And then we're breathing in and out the nose. Feel an expansion through the chest, opening through the heart center. And then from there, if you want more, you can start to lift the left foot off the block and float it upward, stacking the ankle under the knee in front of the hip. So we kind of work on having this capital L shape when we get there. Breathe. We got time. We got about 4 or 5 more breaths here. If you notice yourself leaning back, go ahead and bring the heart forward, trying to keep that alignment of head over hips. Breath. And exhale, we'll gently release. You shake it, you can wiggle it. I like to come into a back bend from here, so I'm going to take my hands to my low back, press my hands forward, open my chest and my heart. Because we just shortened all these front side muscles by drawing the knee up.
Yeah.
So now we're stretching, trying to do balance, giving them both sides. Nice. Take it back to the right side, just we'll get there in a minute. Nice. So that flexion, we're often in a state of flexion where the knees are coming up towards the belly button. So like when we're in a chair, that's the position we're in, right? So these muscles are shortened, which puts some strain on the low back. So sometimes we can have, if we're like at a desk job or we're seated all the time, it's important to be moving around and stand up every, hour or so. But as we're focused on being in this position, actively engaging the core and with our mind on it and not just being passive, we're actually creating a lot of stability there. And then as we come into our extension on the other side of it, you could use a chair for a balance. You could use, wall, TV, furniture, that kind of stuff. But what we're going to do is we'll take another set of this, it's called standing forehead to knee, but our standing posture. And then we're going to come into next a opening. It's called a bow pulling pose, but an opening posture. I will probably encourage you to use the corner of the chair just for fun. And so we're going to reach back and grab our foot.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll hold on to something if you want, and so it's just kind of, and I like to, usually I'll just have like a kitchen chair and just the back of it's right there. It makes it easy. Just kind of holding your foot and then try to keep that tall energy we just had through your standing leg. And
you can feel that pull through your
you can feel it through your hamstring, your quadricep here. And then it comes all the way up into the core. And then this you can take, if you want to, you're working on balance. You can either stay right here working on balance, not having your hold on anything, or you can keep a touch point on something and then slowly start to kick your foot back away from your glute. And so this is called bow pulling pose, is what we're working towards. And so as you...
Oh yes, I can feel that.
Yeah, and you don't have to go far to feel it.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, and so we're just breathing into it and holding the space. These big muscles, the hamstrings and the quadriceps especially, they get a lot of work. Sometimes don't get quite the stretch they want. So when you're ready, just take another breath. And you can gently release and shake it out, wiggle it out. You got some blood flow happening. I can start feeling my quads.
Yeah.
Like muscles turned on.
Yeah.
Nice. And so we're gonna switch sides. And so weights in the left foot. And then just reaching back and then grabbing the right foot. And we're starting to think about grabbing on the outside of the foot because there's ease there. And we're not going to kick back and get crazy with our extension today. But a lot of times we'll, in a full expression of this posture, then you would reach around from the inside. So we'll save that for sometime this summer, maybe. We'll get there. Breathe. Nice. And then you can find your focal point. You can either reach up or you can keep hold. Squeeze through the glutes gently, engage. As you're here strong, you're going to begin to kick the foot back. Again, it might just be an inch or two. You'll find that point of kick where you have the resistance and you have that energy and it feels good in your body. Breathe in and out. Breath. Foot. Shake it out, wiggle it if you like. And we're going to come back to our mountain pose, find our stability. It's funny, as I'm looking at myself, I just looked at the camera for fun. Because I'm dressed in black and the TV is black, it's like I'm like disappearing in the background in some way. So it's kind of funny. I'm like camouflage.
Yeah.
I know. So now you get a little bit of that view. Kind of, it is like, all right. So anchor down through your right foot. Squeeze in the right. I actually have my big toe likes to sneak in towards my second toe, so I try to separate my toes out, kind of like I have pedicure dividers in, right?
Yeah.
And push into the earth to try to train that foot to go straight.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's things you
Yeah,
can
mine,
work on.
I think, I don't know if it's with age or what, but then you get a bit of a knot on the side of that
That
bone.
bunion-y thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mine, I played a lot of sports and wore cleats a lot, so I had like weird cleat feet stuff, but I did the hike, the Enchantments hike, straight through.
Oh.
And I had taped my big toe and my foot because I had for blister stuff, and it was too much, and I didn't take it off in time, and so it actually got like reinforced negatively, and I was like, ah. So, but I just trying to those little things, you can kind of control. So grounding through the right foot, and then we're going to come back to our 90 degrees in our foot and our knee. Nice. Squeeze the right quadricep, engage the core, squeezing gently through the glutes, and then pulling the pelvic floor up, engaging, round the chest back, shoulders proud. One point of focus with the eyes. And then focus on your breath while you keep that nice, strong, engaged energy through your bowl. Your pelvic bowl up to your rib cage. This is what I call the bowl of light. This is like, we want it to be strong, but we also pull a lot of energy in, create the lightness there. Nice. If you want more, you can slowly begin to float the left foot off the block, lifting upwards. And there might be some wobbles. You got to come back and wrap the muscles around the bones. Squeeze through the quadriceps, squeeze through the glutes, engaging the pelvic floor. The sprinkles on top version of challenge, if you're feeling good here one day, is to close your eyes. Inevitably, wobbles happen. It's okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
Even closing your eyes with the block, changes things enough that it makes you have to focus on what you're doing.
Yeah,
because your eyes are autopilot. You're so much input. You're always looking. So when you close your eyes, you have to start focusing. Ooh, squeezing my core, squeezing the muscles into the bone, pulling up, feeling stable, shoulders back, proud. Like
don't wobble.
All those things, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and release that foot, shake, wiggle it out, switch sides. You got it. Perfect. And then spread out the left. Dun, dun, dun. Invitation for growth. Breathe. Squeeze. sometimes I'll find myself leaning towards the foot that's on the ground, like I want all my body weight over that one leg. You got to work on trying to have the core engaged and keep the stability of shoulders staying level so you're not leaning, finding that strength, integrity, and if you want more, you can lift the foot up or you can stay strong. And sometimes I'll play with doing both. I'll lift it up for a few breaths, find that strength, and I'll come back. I'll focus on closing my eyes. Ooh, that changes everything.
Yeah, it's weird.
Squeeze to the pelvic floor. Focus on your belly button, squeezing everything up and in to your belly button as your center point, your focus point when your eyes are closed. And that kind of helps sometimes to bring you right back to the body instead of getting lost in space.
Sorry, I missed out on the one more. It was
Oh
too
no,
wobbly.
take it out, let it go. We got two more over there. Do you have a need for the other one to be inside, or are they okay?
Other one. Roxy just barks at stuff.
She's just having fun.
Yeah.
Keeping everybody.
Yeah, she'll bark at nothing. At night, she goes out and barks in the woods. Like,
Shadows.
if she really gets on the bark, I'll get the big light. See? And see if I see any eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, yeah, look for our eyes out there.
Better to look from a distance than go looking out there.
Yeah, I'm not even trouncing out there.
All right, let's take our bow pulling pose. So we're going to get into our foundation for our bow. If you want to use chair and support, you're welcome to. Right or left foot down. Right hand's going to reach back, grabbing the inside of the foot, or you can grab the outside of the foot. Either way is an
Here,
option.
we'll do it.
Yep, stabilize.
Don't fall down.
Breathe. Nice. And then inhale, squeezing your left leg, your standing leg nice and strong, and then exhale, beginning to kick the right foot back away from the glute. Starting to feel that stretch in the right quadricep all the way up into the hip. Breathe. It's royal. Release. Need to check it again. We're gonna do the other side. So we're gonna take our left hand back, reaching back and grabbing the foot. Getting stabilized to your standing leg. And then exhaling to slowly kick the foot back away. And you find that place where you kind of get that first little bit of stretch happening in the quad, and you can stay there. That feels really awesome. And focus on feeling that. Instead of pulling the foot towards your butt, you're kicking it away, finding extension.
Yeah, I can really feel that.
Yeah.
I want to be limping tomorrow.
No, we're not going to try to kill ourselves today. We're just, opening up, breathing, getting connected and familiar. Slow breath. Take a minute if you want. Take that back bend, opening up. Rounding the shoulders back. And releasing it out. We're going to come into our forward fold next. And so now that we work some of these muscles and we feel it, we're going to take our feet wide. It doesn't have to be all the way wide, but wide-ish. If you had yo-yos in your hands and they were going up and down, your feet would be kind of where they'd be landing. So, we're working on kind of trying to get there. And then we're going to put our toes inward a little bit towards each other. Nice. And then press through the pinky sides of your foot out, like you're kind of like you're on skis and you're trying to stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of energy, like snowplow energy. And then squeeze through your pelvic floor up and in. So we're pressing down through the outsides and we're pulling up through the insides. Feeling that connection to your bowl of light. Arms can stay nice and wide here. That's good. Maybe look it up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. If you want more, hands can come behind you. Interlacing your hands. And grabbing your hands and just sliding your thumbs down your back, down your glutes, and feeling a stretch through the front of your shoulders. Feel the opening to the collarbones, front of the biceps, and shoulder head, stretching out through the neck. And you can always take your hands to low back if that feels better than interlacing them, and press gently into your low back or glutes to open in that little back bend energy. And releasing your arms back out wide when you're ready. We're going to reach through our glutes back and our heart forward as we slowly forward fold, still pressing down to the feet. Legs are still nice and long. And then I'm going to grab a block. The block is nice here to bring the earth closer if you want. If you come all the way down and touch the ground, you can touch the ground, but you can always use the block as the support.
I need the earth closer.
Yeah, earth close. And the great thing is you can make this whatever height you want it.
Right, whatever you need.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And so from here, we're just gonna press our glutes back and press our head forward, feel the length through the spine, pressing through the pinky sides of your feet. That outside still kind of that pizza energy of wedging. So see if you can adjust so your heels are pointed out and your toes are pointed in. So toes point towards each other, heels point out a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way you're gonna feel it more in the outside of the glutes and the legs here.
Yeah.
Great. As you press your glutes back, your tush back, and your heart forward, you feel that nice length of the spine, and then squeeze your belly and pelvic floor up and in. So when you're ready, we're going to put our left hand on the block, and we're going to reach up towards the ceiling with our right arm, taking this into a twist. So stabilize through your left hand. Your legs are still strong, and then just maybe looking up toward your right hand. Or you can take your right hand and put it on your low back and try to come a little bit more open as you twist more deeply, drawing the eyes up towards the ceiling or towards the shoulder. Just here for one more nice deep breath. Reach up, lift up, and then slowly releasing. We're going to bring our right hand down, switching sides. Right hand's going to be on the block. Inhale, left arm's going to be up. Keeping that nice long spine. Keep the belly in as we squeeze and pull the belly up and in. Left hand can go to your low back, that feels good. Taking that little deeper stretch of energy, you can always play there. And then reach up for another breath. Nice. Take your palm and face it towards the front yard. Your left palm. Nope. Flip it around so your palms, yep. And then reach up. Yeah. So you keep that arm open and stretching. And nice, gently release. Left hand's going to come down. You take two hands to the block, and then from here, I'm going to take this just into a gentle forward fold. And so I'm going to draw my hands down towards the mat and let my head be heavy and try to get my spine to just melt down and kind of get in that space there. You can use the block, putting your energy here, bending the elbows, however it feels safe and stable. And then when we're ready, we're just going to come back up, putting the weight into the block and heel toe the feet towards each other. So you're not going to accidentally do splits. We're going to do the opposite of splits. We're going to do the come back together. And working your feet toward each other. And then work your hands towards your knees or your shins. And walk your hands up your body. Arms rising, inhale. Palms come to touch. Squeeze legs and glutes. And then take a back bend. Lift up, look lift back. Inhale, come back up tall. Exhale, release the hands down to your side. Take a breath in. Close your eyes. Feel your muscles. Feel the pulse, your heartbeat. Nice. When you're ready, arms are going to come up overhead. Interlace your fingers, releasing your index fingers. Draw your feet toward each other. So bring your feet all the way close together. Yes. Now you can either do this interlocked hand, or you can take your right hand to your left wrist and use your hand around the wrist. Whatever feels right and good to you. So we're going to squeeze the glutes, reach up tall, inhale. And then exhale, we're coming down to the right side, directly over to the right. So that our body looks kind of like a capital C or like a half moon shape. And so squeeze the glutes, so legs stay strong. We're not bending knees or jutting anything out. We're keeping everything nice and tight. Yeah. And then reach to the fingertips. Draw the arms back towards the shoulder blades a little bit more. And then slowly come down to the right another millimeter. So we're just going millimeter by millimeter, inch by inch. We're not trying to go super deep all at once. We're kind of creating a place where we feel a stretch of the whole left side body from the armpit follicles all the way down to the hip. Inhale, reaching, and exhale, softening. And right back up to the top when you're ready on your next inhale. Feel free to take your hands, interlace them together if you want, and just stretch through the fingers, stretch through the knuckles, through the wrist. And then we're going to make our way back up and take your other grip. So other finger, thumb on top so it feels funny.
Yeah.
Reach up tall, inhale. Squeeze the glutes, engage the core, inhale. And then exhale, we're going to come down to the left side. And so find that first point of resistance. Nice. Yes. Stay right where you are. This looks good. So you can bring your feet a little bit closer together. Nice. And then right shoulder's gonna come back. Beautiful. And so it's not about having to go as deep as you can if you're coming out of it. So work the arms back. Perfect. Lift your chin up just a snitch. Nice. You don't have to look towards your hand, but make sure you kind of look it up instead of down. Nice, strong, firm energy, and then feel that nice long stretch through the right side. And then we're just here for a few breaths. Continue squeezing the quads, the glutes, the core. One more breath. And change. Inhale to come right back up to the top when you're ready. You can interlace the hands if you want this time, reaching up, taking this into a back bend, just stretching, pressing the hands. I sometimes will go side to side with this. It feels nice to stretch the inside of that lower arm into the fingers and wrist. And then release. Then come back to face shoulder or to face center. Because you do a lot with your arms and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love to do is I'll take my arms at 90 degrees, palms facing up, and I just inhale to shrug them, and exhale down. And try to do it like you're at the end of the day, that like kind of energy when you put it down.
Drop
So,
your shoulder.
yeah, so really drop it. So it's not a muscle thing; it's
Okay.
a gravity thing. Kind of that like releasing the having to hold the the energy up. And relax your arms. Nice. We're just gonna do some shoulder rolls. So inhaling the shoulders up and exhale, running them back and down. And inhaling up and down. One more time. And then draw your hands back to your 90-degree bend with your elbows and then do your shoulder rolls from there. See how it feels a little different and get a little more into there. And then releasing the arms down. And then we're going to do the shoulder shrugs back. So we're going to go back to front. And elbows. All those 17 muscles attaching the scapula come up into the neck, collarbone. Just keeping some of that stuff unkinked. Draw your feet hip width distance, your toes pointing forward. Nice. Gently bend your knees just a little bit. Put some pressure into your toes. Nice. Round the shoulders back. And then press down through your heels, squeeze your core, and stand up tall. Nice. Beautiful. Kind of press down through your heels, standing up nice and tall. You might have your legs slightly bent a little bit, or they might be straight.
Okay.
To you. It's that tall, proud energy. Just pressing down through your feet and lifting up. Anchor your soles down, press your feet down. And up. Perfect. Awesome. Take your left hand. I'm going to mirror you, right? And take it behind you, and then take your hand and grab the wrist and pull that arm this way. Nice. And we're still standing tall while we have this energy. Nice. And then press your left shoulder down away from your ear. Feel that stretch?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Now we're going to take our other ear away from our shoulder. So we're going to let our head be heavy away from the elbow or the shoulder that's being bent and stretched. And so getting that into the neck. And breathing. Back to center. Let's gently release the arms. Taking just a moment to acknowledge and feel what it feels like in that side of the body. And when you're ready, we're going to switch sides. We're going to go other hand behind. Reaching around, grabbing the wrist and pulling it out, standing up tall. Squeezing the core and pelvic floor, and then taking our shoulder and pressing it down and away on our first point of stretch. And then taking your ear away from the shoulder. Breathing in and out. in. Slowly coming back to center, release the hands. And breathe. Draw the feet a little bit wider than hips width. I like to do, we do our chair pose. You can do it with your feet hip width or your feet together, but we're going to start with feet hip width to give a little bit more space and stability. And so from here, we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, and then bend the knees and sit back like we're sitting into a chair. So if someone's pulling the seat out for you to sit in behind, whoop, and then once you get into that kind of position, zip up your belly button, squeeze your belly and your pelvic floor up towards your heart center, and press your glutes down and back. So you're pressing your tailbone down and back, tucking the tailbone under, and see if you can find a little bit more space there as you squeeze the belly up and in. Putting the weight mostly in the heels, the toes are kind of light. We're just going to be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Hands can go to the quads, to the knees, to the block, to the ground. And then take just a moment here and just wag your tail side to side, let your glutes just kind of get some stretch, open it through the backs of the hamstrings. Move back. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees, engage the core, and we're going to super arms right back up into our chair. So we're going to sink back into our chair. Toes, if you look at your feet, they kind of look like a number 11. Toes are pointing forward, trying to work on that alignment of our knees or patellar tendons so we get all the muscles in alignment.
Come on, everybody.
I know.
All right.
Dial it in, kids.
Right.
And then palms. And if this feels like it's a lot on your shoulders, you can take hands to heart center. This is an awesome place to be too. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze the belly, pelvic floor up and in. And then the challenge again can always be to close the eyes, taking away the input from the eyes and get more focus internally on what you feel. I closed my eyes and I felt the muscles in my mid back, my erector spinae, and kind of mid back down to low back start fired up. Breathe. One more breath in. And exhale. This time we're going to reach up tall. Taking a back bend, palms come together, squeeze the glutes, open the heart. Reaching up and back. Exhale, release, stand tall, arms release to your side, take a breath in. And a breath out. Sounds silly, but if you start thinking about this, engaging your abs, your core, your pelvic floor a lot, like even sometimes I'll do it when I'm like washing dishes. Instead of being like hunched over the sink, like I'll be standing up and I'll try to focus on my posture in it, my core. And like, it's fun how these things, you can kind of see them carry over into your actions and your habits within, which is kind of fun.
I agree.
Yeah, it's cool to see.
Sometimes
Like,
you do it. Yeah, I think I'm doing something, and I realize I don't have to be that bent over. If the sink was higher, I wouldn't be. But
right.
you can,
Elevate your dishes up a little bit if you have
Or
to.
just- be mindful, and you don't have to hunch over that much, or you can have your shoulders back, whatever.
Yeah, baby
you're right.
steps.
Yeah,
I love it. We are going to come down to our knees again. And so from here, we're going to take our right foot forward. And you can always use that block and kind of put it in the middle of the mat in that open space. Beautiful. So as we come here, I like to keep the top of my left foot down instead of tucking the toes under, and press the foot down to kind of fire up this quadricep and get some work. Just even being there, just like feel it in the bun too. You feel like glute in that, So you can kind of get some extra work on that side if you like there. And or some people will tuck the toes under to get more of a stretch through the toe bed if they feel like, the arches are tight. So sometimes that's nice too. So you can kind of play with, what feels good and right. There's no wrong in it.
right.
And sometimes if you're doing multiple sets, I'll do one way and one the other just to have stability.
Yeah.
Perfect. So from here, we're just going to take our arms and reach up. Beautiful. Right hand to left wrist. Reach up tall. And then come down to the right side. So you're going away. Yeah, opposite side of me. Away. So we're getting a big stretch deeper into these hip flexors and up this whole side. So we did the standing side stretch. And now we're doing it here. If you want to get more depth in this, as you stretch, you just lean forward into your front leg, taking the front knee further away, and it gets a little bit more deepening with that stretch. Breathe in. So when you're ready, we're going to come back to center. Release the hands. Exhale, we're going to flex our toes towards us. I'm going to come onto the block for a little bit of support here. So from here, we're going to lift our chest up, and then exhale, we're just hinging forward over the right foot. And as you do so, you're getting a big stretch in the back side of the right hamstring. and then just letting the head be heavy. And ideally, if you have 2 blocks, you can stabilize them.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one, because I can touch the ground.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, I'm good. I could do this. This,
you got stable, okay.
I'm okay
just,
there.
just to get stable.
Just a little
Inhaling.
bit. Yeah.
And so inhaling, coming up, and exhaling them down. And just do 3 or 4 sets. And work on seeing if you can lift your toes up towards your body. So pull your toes towards you, and then press back into your glute. So you're pressing your tush back as you pull your toes towards you, and you really get deep into that calf and that hamstring. You don't sometimes even have to let your head go heavy to get depth and already feel a stretch. When you're ready, we're going to put the weight back into the foot, walk the foot back towards us a little bit so it's in that 90-degree position underneath the knee. Come right back up. Nice. Inhale, the arms are going to come up. Walk your right foot towards me a little bit more. Yeah, even more. So it's under, there you go, perfect. So it's under that knee. Perfect. Inhaling up. Exhale, we're going to cactus our elbows down, squeeze your elbows down, and lean forward into this. Inhaling, come up. Exhale, hinge forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades back like you're trying to scratch an itch. Inhale up. Exhale. And inhale up. And exhale. One more time, coming in. Exhale. If this feels good, go ahead and bring your weight forward onto the block. So I'm going to press my right foot down, and I'm going to tuck back. No, you're good.
Okay.
We're mirroring each other, but we're right where we want to be. So our hands on the mat, we're going to push our foot down, we're going to keep our hand on the block, and then tuck your back foot under, so the toes are under. Nice. Squeeze your core and pelvic floor, and then slowly just lift your back knee off the ground. Perfect. Squeeze your business. Yep. Squeeze your core. When you're ready, keep the left hand down, take the right arm up into a twist. See if you can look up towards your right hand. Nice. Squeeze your business, engage. Inhale. And exhale.
Okay, that was hard.
Okay. Come back down.
That was hard. That was hard.
So
yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
in
I really
that
feel it.
heart,
Oh yeah.
did you any challenge in the toes, the arch, any of that kind of stuff?
No.
Or just the muscles were
Yeah,
just
just
like,
the muscles were like,
working.
hey.
because
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So move around, wiggle, stretch it out. And sometimes it is pacing of building up to. So you're like, okay, three breaths is enough rep. Move forward, 3 breaths, because sometimes when we add things as you get stronger and build muscles and you add things, it's the endurance of it is as much of a workout for the muscle.
Right.
Until you're getting there and building, it is kind of going, okay, yeah, tap out. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, so when you're ready, we're just going to come right back. Before we do the other side, we're going to take, it's called a camel pose. And so we're going to, I'm just going to do it so you can see this, demoing it. You can stay facing or however you want, but hands are to low back, pressing, just like we did our back bend energy. But from here, we're going to squeeze our buns to protect our spine. So we're pressing our hands forward, squeezing our glutes, opening our heart, and looking up. Squeezing the elbows back toward each other. And just breathing in and out through the nose. And you don't have to go super deep, but just that opening through the midsection, front section. Quads and all of that. When you're ready, inhale, just lifting the head, come back up to center. And exhale, we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to take the block on the other side. Invite the left foot forward. So my ankles underneath my knee. Nice. And again, I'm gently pressing down the top of my foot. You don't have to press down the whole time because that will intensify the amount of workload you're doing. So you can back off by just not pushing down on the foot back there as much. It's up to you. Inhale when you're ready, arms are going to come up. Nice. Exhale, we're going to take this into our twist. So grabbing the wrist, and then we're coming into open space. So we're going to get a nice stretch in that right side. And then if you want to take a little bit deeper, you can hinge forward into the stretch. Totally optional. Find that sweet spot where it feels like a good stretch for you. Nice. But switch your hands so that your left hand's grabbing your right wrist. Yeah. And see if you can draw your arms back. Open your armpit. Open your, yeah. One more breath. Gently release. Inhale when you're ready. Arms are going to come up. Exhale, hands are going to come down to the mat. We're going to flex our toes toward our nose. Working on getting into this hamstring first. So Again, support yourself with your hand to the block. Inhaling, we lift up. Exhaling, we just slowly bow forward over the knee, thanking our knee for being healthy, for being strong, supporting us with stability. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hinging forward. 2 more times. One more body weight, you let forward, fold it deeper, that hamstring stretch. Inhale when you're ready. We're gonna bring our left foot back to the mat. Taking a break.
Just a little minute.
Stretch it out.
I know,
Stretch it out.
yeah.
It's about building.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with the foundation. So we're just gonna take our arms up. Exhale, cactusing. And this time, instead of looking down when you cactus, look up when you cactus, like you're trying to stretch your collarbones. Inhaling up. Exhaling. 2 more. Spin back. And exhale, we're gonna draw our hands down towards the mat. Right hand's gonna come down. Left arm's gonna reach up, taking our twist. Pull the belly in. We're gonna add just for three breaths. Tuck the back toes under when you're ready. Lift the right knee off the mat. Squeeze. Press down with the hands, squeeze your pelvic floor in business, and we're just holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knee back to the mat. Release both knees. Take a deep breath. Let's go onto our backs real quick. And if you want to watch just for a second before we get down there so you know what's happening, this is one of my favorite stretches. So we're going to go from our back to, you can either have your hands behind your head or out to the side, walk as comfortable. But we're just going to windshield wiper our knees side to side. So both knees go the same direction and side to side. And if this feels like it's enough for you, and to opening through the low back and the hips, this feels good, that's awesome. If you want a little bit more, then you take your bottom leg and lift your foot up and just rest it on top of the knee or the thigh, and you'll get a deeper stretch up into higher onto the side, interior hip and lateral. And so kind of playing with that.
Yeah, I went to a physical therapist because my hip kind of hurt. And side to side and very similar what they tell me to do. And, sometimes it bugs me. It's like, same idea.
Yeah.
Is like, you do this.
Oh yeah, figure 4.
Yeah.
It's a stretch.
Okay. I figured there's a word for it.
Yep.
But yeah, you can feel that. And it's funny how I can feel it tighter on one side than the other.
Yeah.
They said I'm a little misaligned and
yeah.
So it's nice so I do that windshield wiper thing sometimes.
Yeah. So we're just going to take our knees, feet on the ground, knees wide, and then just slowly take both knees to the right side for a breath and allow that stretch in the left side, rib cage and hip. And then come to center and an inhale, and then exhale to the left side. Center. And to the right side. And center. And the left side. And center. And when you're ready, bring your knees up into your chest, grab on top of your shins, and just pull your knees toward you like you're a tight little ball. Keeping your back and your head on the ground. And then slowly side to side, just a little rock and roll side to side. So you're massaging across the low back and the sacrum. Nice. Keep your right knee in, interlace your hands on top of your right shin, and let your left foot go down to the ground. Slide your left leg out long so it's all the way out. Bring your right knee out to the right towards your right shoulder, and then use your hands to pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. And they're not going to touch. We're just pinching the right side body. You're compressing the ascending colon. So this is part of our digestion and elimination system. It makes it so we have happy moves in the morning.
Yay.
Yeah. Just as good as coffee, no caffeine. And we pull. So the more you pull and squeeze your pelvic floor and pull for that pinch. Squeeze and pull. Pull. And pull. So when you're ready, we're going to gently invite the left knee back up. Switch our hands over to the left side on top of the shin. Interlace the hands and then slide the right leg out long. Draw the left knee out and around the ribcage, pulling the left knee towards the left shoulder. And then squeeze and pull. Fingers are pressing into the backs of the hands to create that strong grip. And then we're squeezing and pulling. Get nice compression, this time into the descending colon. Your digestion goes clockwise in peristalsis. And so they go up the right side, down the left side. So if you ever feel like you got a bellyache, you're constipated, you feel tight, you can rub your belly clockwise and it helps get things moving.
So is it clockwise as you look at me? If I'm looking in the mirror?
No, like
and
you're the
it-
body. You're the clock looking out. So
Okay.
like if you take your hand and you put it at your bottom of your rib cage, that's 12 o'clock.
We're 6 o'clock.
Squeeze and pull one more breath. And then gently release your left leg down long. Exhale soft. When you're ready, we're going to bring both knees up towards the head, towards the chest. Reach up, grab on top of the shins or the knees, on top of the knees, shin. And then just pull your knees down towards your rib cage. Keeping the glutes and the spine on the mat, keeping the head on the mat, and just pulling down. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your pelvic floor, and compressing here the transverse colon, the low belly, that tiny little low belly bump. Pull, pull, pull. And then when you're ready, take your feet up in the air, lifting your soles up towards the ceiling. And then you can take your hands if you want and put your hands on the ground underneath your low back. So just palms facing down so that your low back, glutes, kind of sacrum is pressing in the backs of the hands. And for me, I love this because I use my hands a lot. And so my hands, my wrists, my fingers get tight. So this is a nice compression of the weight of the legs coming down through the body and landing into the wrist, getting that kind of spreading open of the wrist for like that carpal tunnel energy. So this is kind of helping to offset that. We get a nice little compression and stretch. And if your legs are hard to hold up, if your hamstrings are tired, you can always gently bend the knees a little bit. Or you can press your heels up and press your toes towards you and get a deeper stretch in the hamstrings and the calves. It's up to you. And I will stay in this posture for usually like 2 to 5 minutes at the end of the day. I end every day with my feet in the air on the loft ceiling of my tiny house. And allow the circulation to come back from my feet so that I don't have like swollen, cranky, spastic feet when I'm sleeping at night. And it's a great way to end the day after you're on your feet all day. I also love this posture because I can check in with what's going on in my body and see what's happening and just kind of a little observing. Maybe I'll work on my belly, pull my belly in, squeeze in, trying to get that energy engaged and exhale. A couple of reps there. You can take some ankle circles if it feels good. Wiggle your toes. And then from here, it's up to you, personal preference. Some people really like to just allow their legs to go wide and just stretch the inside muscles. And just taking a few breaths there. If that feels awesome, great. And then some people like to release your hands out from under and reach up and grab either behind the hamstrings or on top of the shins and take your knees out wide. And this is called a happy baby kind of pose. And so this is one option, and you can rock side to side if it feels good with your knees wide, feet wide. Or if you want, you can try reaching up and grabbing either around the ankles or even to grab the feet is kind of the goal, working towards and grabbing the feet so that your spine is on the ground, your soles are facing the ceiling, and your business is open, and you're pulling your knees down towards the earth as you gently push up towards the feet. And this is tractioning, opening through the low back and the sacrum in the lumbar area a lot. And so breathe in. I also sometimes will use a strap or a belt and just wrap them around the feet and hold the ends of that. That's an option. Or a big towel. And if you like this, you can stay there, or you can slowly begin to rock the feet side to side and just kind of get a little massage across that low back while you're in this open space. And then when you're ready and done with that one, pull the knees back in towards you, give them a nice squeeze. And then gently release your legs long. Rack stretch, reaching your arms overhead and your feet long if you're being pulled from both ends. And exhale, just melt. Allow everything to soften. Take a few nice, slow, deep breaths. we're gonna roll onto our bellies. And I'm gonna spin around so I'm facing you. I hear a click clock of a clock behind me. Is that big one actually?
Oh, it's not running.
I
No,
know so. I was like, that's
it can't. In fact, I probably could turn it on. It drove my husband nuts.
Oh,
Wait, they're cooking, watching TV.
yeah,
Okay.
the background.
Oh, it's probably,
Click,
I got,
click, click.
I do have one with a pendulum down by the door.
I was like, I hear something, but I kept
That's
looking
what
back
you
and I was
hear.
like, there's no way that's the right time because I hear it clicking,
No.
but there's no way.
No, it's one down by the door.
It's
It's not the right time either, but I like the tick tick.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna come onto our belly, and we're gonna do some little bit of core work. So your feet are gonna be relaxed back, tops of the feet are down, hands are gonna be underneath the shoulders like you're gonna be doing a push-up, and squeeze your elbows in towards you. Nice. And then legs zipped up from the hips down. It's like you have a cobra tail,
Okay.
and this is called cobra posture. So we're gonna press the tops of the feet down like you're digging your big toes into the mat. Squeeze the quadriceps, knees are gonna lift off the mat, and then gently lift your chest a few inches. So our hands aren't doing a lot of work. It's the lower body, the glutes down that are pressing down and in, squeezing to rise, and then slowly just lower down. Nice. Press the feet down, inhale to lift the chest. Maybe one more rib lifts up, maybe not. And then exhale, lower down. Keep pressing the feet, squeezing them together, and then squeezing the legs down and rise. Lift in the chest. And down. Nice. This time, walk your hands out off of the mat. Fingertips are going to press down. Inhale, lift the chest up. Look to the right and drop the left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Lift up, exhale, other side. Look into the left, drop the right shoulder. Let's go one more each side. Inhale up. Exhale. And center, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. This time we're going to reach our hands back off the mat. Lift our chest up and then lift our legs up. See what happens when you try to squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale, lower all the way down, pick an ear on the mat and melt. If it feels good, bend your knees, bring your feet in the air, and then just rock the feet side to side, same direction, windshield wiper. Beautiful. That cobra pose is really amazing for strengthening your back. We can do crunches and core work all day long, but back strengthening is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll do quite a few of those when we're doing a full yoga practice, especially in a power class where you're working on, going a little faster and moving some energy. Hands come back on the shoulders when you're ready. We're going to slowly lift up onto our hands and knees. I'm going to end with one last fun thing. And that's our modified push-up. It's called a chaturanga. And so what's going to happen is instead of our elbows going out to the side like this, we're going to work on our push-ups from our knees. And the elbows are going to come straight back in towards us here. And so we're going to only go down as low as we can comfortably. Elbows stay as close to your rib cage as you can. So tuck your elbows in. Nice. And then slowly lower down. And then press up. And then lower down. And then press up. Keeping the elbows in so they're always in that area of the body, not out in space. Breathe. Two more. Last thing, we're going to lay all the way back down to the mat on our belly. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Hands 6 inches apart. Nice. And then we're going to lift our heart up. You remember the Care Bears?
Mm-hmm.
Care Bear stare, they have the magic thing on their chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is our Care Bear stare. So we're lifting our heart up and forward like we're shining our magic power into the universe. Pressing the elbows back towards us and in toward each other to stabilize the shoulders as we lift our hearts up. And this is a great opener for your spine. And opening the collarbones and shoulders. And we're just breathing. It's called Sphinx pose. One more breath. Generally, our classes end with Shavasana when we're in practice. And so this is a belly down Shavasana where you can just like relax and just like exhale and take a few deep breaths. Some people like to be on their backs facing up, and that's an option too.
But finding a comfortable position and just taking 3 or 4 nice slow deep breaths. Imagine, if you will, like a snow globe, just letting everything settle. And your heart beating. Your muscles engaged. Now soften and relaxed and feeling that residue, that evidence of work. When you're ready, you can bring the hand underneath you. Just slowly begin to press back up to a seat.
And you can sit crisscross applesauce, or you can sit on your shins. Heroes, either one is an option. A lot of times when I'm sitting in my crisscross, will take a block and let my glutes just rest on the block, so there's a little downward angle for my knees, some pressure off the knees. And just finding our seat. Your seat feels good and comfy today. Spine tall, shoulders back, and just taking a breath or two. I like to take my left hand and place it on my right hand. It kind of creates this little bowl in my lap, and then just let my thumbs gently touch. So get that connection to the hands. Back to the awareness of your breath. In a great position to do square breathing. Really inhale for a 4 count, hold the air in for a 4 count, exhale for a 4 count, and then hold the air out, retain emptiness for a 4 count before inhaling. Shape of the square. And do it for as long a count as you want. The goal is to do the same duration, same length for each part of the square. So whether it's 4 breaths, or 5 breaths, or 8 breaths, or 10 breaths, or 3 breaths. And that's something that's a really great practice for focus, awareness. It's great for lungs, getting flow. Back to ground yourself. Fatigue, or sluggish. It's a great way to build prana and build energy. Awesome. Just a good step. Rub your hands gently back. Draw your awareness back to the seed that you planted, your intention or your thought or feeling at the beginning of practice. And then I just like to let my hands hover in front of my forehead, eyes closed, and just take a few deep breaths. Feel the vibrations off your hands towards your face. Feel the warmth. Alright, just take your hands and just let them rub over your forehead, your hairline, down your shoulders, down your back, down your legs, all the way back up the belly to the heart. Inhaling and exhaling, just letting your hands work down the backside of the body. Kind of closing or sealing, wrapping ourselves back into our protection. Strong hands to the heart. Yoga, we use the word namaste. But namaste is definitely a word for respect and reverence, but in essence, when you break it down, it means the divine in me bows and honors to the divine in you. So it's a word that brings together two and allows you to honor the other person, acknowledging the things that are the same about you. It's a baseline of honor and empathy that we are the same. So if you like, you can draw your thumbs to the third eye, right to the forehead. Just a short bow. Namaste. There are millions of fun postures.
Oh yeah,
There is no shortage of the fun.
I bet. Well, this is a good workout for stretching and building some strength and
some things,
keeping toned.
yeah, and some things that you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you do build on it, and there's definitely always room for growth and expansion, but the core, stabilizing even the alignment of your muscles and things in your legs and kind of getting everything tracking and working, so good. Because there's, as you're waking muscles up and you're getting them engaged, you're getting strong and fortified, you're gonna feel that evidence, as you're doing things and throughout your day. And then as you keep like adding a layer upon a layer and keep building and moving, it's so cool to see what happens in the body and how we reveal a lot of our inner strength and getting that alignment and some of that confidence in ourselves and things we can do and stuff, which is cool. So, and then we go out and we can like play Rambo in the summer, like,
Yeah.
build fences and decks